your legacy will be death, madness.
Nobody here is getting out alive.
I'm not sick. I'm free.
I'm sensing anger.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Bruce!
You're all prisoners. Just tiny little cogs in a giant, absurd machine.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. Big stuff. There's a new trailer for Gotham introducing some of the villains, setting the stage for Court of Owls, and yes, Gotham did confirm that it is doing the Court of the Owls storyline from the comics. Because TV shows tend to change things, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain Court of Owls from the comics, then I'm going to explain how the TV show might change that storyline just a little bit. There's one really big conceit of the storyline in the comics that I don't think that the TV show is going to go with. So just some quick background, the Court of the Owls is like Batman's version of the Illuminati, secret shadow organization that they retconned in the New 52 to have gone all the way back through the history of Gotham. It was the story that kicked off Batman's reboot in the New 52. Probably like one of the best possible things to come out of the New 52 just in general. I know a lot of comic book fans have big complaints about the New 52, but I do feel like the Court of the Owls was one of the best things to come out of it. So in the comics, Bruce Wayne, wanting to do some good in Gotham, announces this grand plan to redesign it, make it better. So, Shadow Organization, with their own ideas about the future of Gotham, rear their heads. They send trained assassins to try and either bring him into the fold or take him down. On the surface, they're presented as this typical evil organization, but then Bruce Wayne finds that he has deep ties to them through his family going back through the entire history of Gotham. Oh my god, my father was connected to them. What does this mean about my identity? What does this say about the major events that shaped my life? So it becomes this larger identity crisis in this battle for who gets to control the future of Gotham. You know, is it going to be the more egalitarian Bruce Wayne, or is it going to be this secret shadow organization that seems super sinister? Now, because a lot of you might not have read the Court of Owls storyline, there's one part that I'm going to leave out. There's a Lincoln March character. There's like a big twist behind his character I'm not going to explain. I don't think the TV show is going to do that part of the arc. They're going to change that, and they're going to give a lot of those things to the Theo Gallivant character. He'll be the public face of the court, and his sister, who is Tigress on the show, she's going to be a little bit like one of the Talons, but I don't think that we're going to see full-blown Talons. The Talons are kind of fun by themselves too. They have like a form of immortality they use through science. If you saw the animated movie Batman vs. Robin, they kind of show it. It's kind of true to the comics, but it gets way oversimplified. They go into much greater detail in the comic book. Essentially, they're meant to be unkillable soldiers, and the fun of this owl imagery is that the natural predator of the bat is the owl. So, you know, Court of Owls, predatory for Batman Bruce Wayne. Now, the TV show isn't completely centered on the Bruce Wayne character in the way that the comic books are, so they're going to broaden this Court of Owls idea. We're going to see Theo here doing Court of Owls related things with all of the characters, not just the Bruce Wayne character. But the Bruce part of the arc will be relatively true to the comics, in that he has big revelations on the role that his family has played in the Shadow Organization and the big things that have happened across Gotham's history. That was the big theory last year, is that when he started to get involved with the Wayne board, it was pushing into Court of Owls territory, as in like a bunch of the board members were on the Court of Owls. Now I don't think it's going to be that literal, but I do think there'll be like one person from the Court of Owls on the Wayne board, and Theo here will be like their person on the ground. They're also introducing the Silver St. Cloud character from the comics, and they're introducing her as part of Bruce's arc, so that's probably going to tie in with Court of Owls stuff too. She's another high society character from the comics that mostly gets tied up in a Hugo Strange arc going way, way back, so I think a good analogy for her character will be kind of like the Samantha Vanifer character from the animated Batman vs. Robin movie, where they put her in a relationship with Bruce, but she was also part of the Court of the Owls. Now, very clearly, a young girl isn't going to be controlling the Court of Owls. I think she's just going to have deep ties to them. She's going to be Bruce's introduction to the court. But really, at the end of the day, this is just a way for the TV show to deepen its mythology in the best possible way. I feel like that's what Gotham needs to do. I mean, it's fun to see Batman Freaks of the Week, but you can't build your mythology if all the characters reset every single episode. Like, there's something to be said for serializing your season. I feel like in the age of Netflix and binge watching, people are just a little bit better at following storylines. Like, even if you pick up a show cold and you have no idea what's going on with Gotham, you'll pick it up pretty fast. So you guys, let me know in the comics, which version of the Court of Owls storyline have you read or seen? Like, did you watch the Batman vs. Robin animated movie? Did you read the storyline in the comics? Both of those are a little bit different, but they do deal with the court. I wasn't really happy with the way the animated movie deleted the Lincoln March character, but you get the idea. Like, if you've read the comic book storyline, you kind of understand why they didn't want to do that, because they wanted it to be more about Robin trying to figure out his identity rather than Bruce Wayne figuring out his identity. Like, they turned Court of Owls into a Damian Wayne storyline versus a Bruce Wayne storyline. I'm also kind of wondering if they're going to try and tie Barbara to the court, just because she is also high society. Like, she comes from money. Anybody that comes from old money in Gotham has ties to the court. So what's going to happen next is I need to do a Vixen video. I still have a Doctor Who Q&A to do, and Heroes is starting tomorrow. So I'll try and get all that stuff out as fast as possible. I'm hoping for some new stuff from Arrow Season 4 too, so depending on when everything drops, I'll post all those videos. So a couple really cool things coming the next day or two. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. And if you guys didn't see, I'm actually doing a new round of the reverse Flash ring giveaway. I posted a new Flash trailer video. You can click here to watch that, learn all about that giveaway. And you can click here for my Gotham Season 2 Episode 1 video. If you ever needed a reason to start watching Gotham, it's Court of Owls. Start right now, seriously. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.